Okay, so the whole point of Plantarflex Assist is to give some push off, right? This is a person who can't finish their push off or it hurts to push off. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna build an external Achilles tendon, okay, to try to assist that. So scoot maybe a little. Okay, so the key here is going to be, I'm gonna spray you, or is that okay? Are you allergic?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna do a light spray because you'll see what we need to have stick. So, all right, here we go. Light spray. Okay. All right, we're gonna use some pre-wrap to go up the leg, okay, just to protect the skin. Now with this pre-wrap, you're just gonna go all the way around like you would your ankle, envisioning again, where is that musculoskeletal junction? We're gonna stop shy. We're gonna take our 2-inch light plast as an anchor. So that does not need any real big tension. Here's another anchor. 1 and 1. Now we're going to be using our light plast, our elasticon. This is a very sturdy cloth tape, okay? Much stronger than the light plast, so it's not going to stretch as much. You see that? So what we're going to do is measure what I think I need. And generally speaking, you guys make these too short, okay? So go on kind of the long scale of that. Not enough. Let me get a fresh one. Oh, thank you. And so I generally try to make these about the same length. You see how it takes a lot more effort to roll it off the roll here, okay? So then what we need to do, luckily there's a line right down that middle. This is one tape you can't rip, okay? So you do need scissors for this one. So what we're gonna do is, why we pre-rip that, because it's gonna be easier to tear. Okay, now, can you reach down for me and just put your fingers, okay? Now, she just is gonna help me hold it in place because I don't want it to pop off. So we keep her foot nice and relaxed like that. You see it's already in plantar flexion. You could have them just engage a little bit. You see that stretch? Don't pull so much that you max out because they're not gonna be able to have any push off at all. You just want to kind of come right there under the heel and then you wrap right there. Stay put. I could have just pre-cut that too before. Now I'm either going to go slightly above or slightly below. But do you see how I kind of wrap generally around, like generous amount? I don't need to come up here. But we don't want to just stay on the back side because that could just pop off. I'm really creating an anchor, okay? So now I hold those. Again, I sort of like feel out how much tension I want to put. Now here, now we fill it in. So I'm going to fill in a little bit more onto the foot. Do you see I did that? Because again, I don't want that to just pop off. If you just go with one little spot, it could just pop right off. Now here, I'm gonna go a little lower. Do you see how I caught that? And then we've got, close it. Now don't move your foot. Okay, so this is when we don't want them to check it yet, because what we have to do is fold this under on itself, okay? So we're gonna kind of take half and half. So this way, there's no real stickiness that's gonna now press up against her, okay? So you have to, that red zone, it's like you're folding it like that, okay? So now, there's our Achilles tendon, okay? And now, you're gonna just kind of quick check. She can move. And careful as you step down. Once she steps down, let the load come through the foot first. Now as she walks, she's gonna feel a spring, like a springboard, okay? And so that turns into, you have painful plantar flexion, and then you have no pain with plantar flexion, okay? So that's our Plantarflex Assist. It's on the back side because it's helping with the calf, the soleus gastroc complex into the Achilles tendon. Vice versa, if you have somebody with posterior impingement or who needs assistance with dorsiflexion, you would do this tape on the top side. Exactly how I did it, except the foot you would ask them to be in some dorsiflexion. So it's already locked there, and now they don't have to worry because it's gonna pull it up into dorsiflexion as they go walk, okay? So this is somebody who's got a posterior impingement, an os trigonum, something that's happening on the back side of the ankle that when they go into plantar flexion, it hurts. So what you're doing essentially is blocking them from going to the end range. You're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna keep you more like this. You're still gonna have some plantar flexion, but you're not gonna go so far that it pinches. It's because I'm gonna stop you through the tape, okay? So then that just turns into the exact same pieces, except your elasticon now is on the front side, split, pull, dorsiflexion, bottom side, grab your light plastic, close it in. Remember, you're kind of closing in a lot of the foot. You're not just going one around on your anchor. And then here you're doing the same thing. So you see a lot more strips being used to close everything. Now, I could have closed the whole thing if I were concerned. There are certain sports like football, you might see that whole thing get closed up. It's just not putting a ton of pressure here. We're sort of staying loose as we go back there. It's not needed though. You don't have to close it in, okay? And then some athletes, like this might rub a little bit. Well, you could peel all this away, but this is not, once their sock goes on, they're not even gonna know. Okay, so I've seen some people like start tearing away. It's just gonna be a mess. So just leave it all like that, and then we're good to go. Okay? So then when this athlete comes back to you, and now you're doing the rehab, you're doing soft tissue work, needling, whatever their exercises are to help with the rehab component, then you might say that night you're gonna do an Achilles tendon correction with kinesio tape. So which looks exactly like your soleus, except with 50 to 75% tension taken out over the Achilles tendon. So